Ross is my name.
Moses, what's going on? It's your boy Nick Moses 05. Yo, Mo fam, we are in here for the first ever episode of Half Hour Gaming. This is a series where I would take games that are newly released, play them for 30 minutes and let you guys know, is it worth your cash or should you pass? There's a lot of money being wasted on games that are terrible, and there's also money not being spent on wonderful games, so I think it's only right that I let you guys know within 30 minutes, is it worth it or not? If you want to see the full 30-minute gameplay, around this time, I have one of those cards, drop down somewhere in the video, and I also have the link in my description to where you can view the entire gameplay, raw, unedited, uncut, and all that. Today's episode is Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, the hit RPG developed by Squaresoft that stole the hearts of many people when it was released in 1999. This game is about a group of young mercenaries led by Squall who are drawn into conflict with Artemisia. Now, these names I'm probably screwing up, but I don't care. I got to play it for 30 minutes. I've never played Final Fantasy VIII before. I have played Final Fantasy VII, which is, to me, the greatest game of all time. It is only one other game that has gave me the same feel that I got with Final Fantasy VII, and that is BioShock. Any game that can make you feel like you are the character, you are doing a great job. I am a big fan of traditional RPGs, one of my favorites with Earthbound. Okay, I love Earthbound, and it kind of paved the way for a lot of RPGs after, and there were some before that it took things from. So great game nonetheless, but let's get into the review, shall we? Now, 30 minutes is not a lot of time to judge an RPG title, I must be honest. And this title is no different because it took 15 minutes for me to get to my first battle. Very frustrated as I was on a big time crunch to get as much done in 30 minutes, but I will say I did get some wonderful stories, dialogue, and conversation leading up to this point, which lets me know that this game is definitely going to be carrying out a full-fledged story like it has done in all the other Final Fantasy series. Right now is a good time to talk about what everyone is talking about though, the look. Now, there were some frame rate issues I did notice early on, but not much. 30 minutes, I couldn't get that far into the game. There were others who complained about frame rate issues and say they get worse throughout the game. I cannot testify to that, but what I will say is I noticed slight frame rate issues. Now, as far as the look, I did see that it looks a lot better than the PlayStation 1 version. I will admit that the backgrounds look very PlayStation 1-ish. They just were not up to par with, what I'm used to seeing. Granted, I have played a lot of newer generation games. I may just be out of touch with the older games now. And I will say the look was, okay. So let's talk about the gameplay. So the gameplay is a traditional RPG. And as I mentioned, many times on this channel, a lot of people are not used to traditional RPGs. They're used to action RPGs, MMORPGs, and many others. I will tell you that this one is traditional as it gets. So when you start off, you're going to be pressing the A button and you're going to be hitting attack. You're going to hit him and he's going to hit you. You'll press attack again and you'll attack again. And that's pretty much how it goes for the beginning. So in the first 30 minutes, do not expect a lot more different than that. So you guys are probably wondering, after all this talk, what are we going to do? Are we going to say cash or pass? Now, I will say you should definitely spend your cash, and I'm going to tell you why you should spend your cash. If you have not played Final Fantasy VIII, this will be the perfect opportunity for you to do so. And you may not be in tune with the look of PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy VIII. You can tell the difference. So there are a lot of people saying you cannot tell the difference. You can. I am one that have played many PlayStation games and the polygons were terrible. So the remastered version does look better. If you're comparing it to other remasters, it may not be up to par with what you're expecting. All right. But it is definitely worth your cash if you have not played Final Fantasy VIII before. Also, if you love traditional RPGs and you missed this title, this is almost a must-have. It's not high price, guys. Usually a lot of games come out $60. I believe this one is going for $19.99, I believe, $20, which is not much. If it's more, I will put it up on screen because I'm just kind of going off the top of my head here. But a wonderful game nonetheless. Thank you guys who stayed with me through this entire video. I really appreciate it. If you would like to see more reviews like this, hit the subscribe button button. They will be coming. So guys, as soon as I upload them, just check it out. Go ahead and put down the comments any games that you would like to see also. I will take any of these comments and possibly review any comment that gets put in there for a specific game. So definitely comment below, guys, and let me know. But other than that, it's your boy Nick Moses 05. Mo fam, we are out.